After promising trial result for maternal RSV vaccine, Pfizer says it will seek FDA approval this year. CNN. Pfizer says it has enough promising data for its respiratory syncytial virus or RSV vaccine designed to protect newborns that it will end enrollment in the study and submit for U.S. Food and Drug Administration approval by the end of the year. RSV is a common respiratory virus that typically causes mild cold-like symptoms, but it can cause serious illness, particularly in older adult and infant. Pfizer's vaccine candidate is administered to pregnant women to then make antibody to cross the placenta and protect the baby after birth. The study data monitoring committee recommended, based on the data that we have, that we should go ahead and file that this offers the potential for the safe and effective vaccine that could really dramatically help to prevent RSV during the winter season. Dr. William Gruber, Pfizer's Senior Vice President of Vaccine Clinical Research and Development, told CNN. In the trial, the vaccine was given to pregnant people and appeared to be about 80% effective at preventing severe RSV disease in their infant in the first 3 months of the life. It also cut a baby's risk of needing to see a doctor for RSV infection by half. Potential for first new product in decades. If approved, the Pfizer's inoculation will be the first against the RSV and the first new product related to the infection in over 2 decades. In March, the FDA designated Pfizer's RSV vaccine a breakthrough therapy, a status that speeds its review that put us in the very good position to essentially have something well in advance for of next winter, Groove said, noting that both the Pfizer and the FDA are conscious of the ongoing heavy RSV season in the US. It will be up to it will be up to them whether or not they can think of any other paths that could allow this to come sooner, he said. Pfizer's vaccine contains the virus F protein, the site that you use to attach to human cells. The protein is brought into the shape it falls into before it fuses with the cell, so the immune system can build antibodies against it. Pfizer's RSV vaccine is bivalent, containing F proteins from both the A and B subgroups of the RSV virus, which are the two most commonly circulating strains. In a study of 7,400 pregnant people and infants, the vaccine was 82% effective at preventing severe lower respiratory tract infections in hospitalized babies for the first 3 months of life. It was about 70% effective at preventing severe RSV in hospitalized infants for 6 months. Babies were considered to have severe RSV if they were breathing very rapidly, over 70 breaths per minute in a 2 month old. If their blood oxygen levels fell below 93%, if they required high flow oxygen, or if they were admitted to the ICU, or if they lost consciousness. The vaccine cut the need for infant to need to see a doctor because of RSV by an average of more than 50% compared with the placebo. That result did not fall within a statistical range that was specified by the FDA before the outset of the trial. However, so the company acknowledges that the vaccine misses that particular goalpost. Gruber points out, however, that the 50% reduction in the doctor visit due to RSV is still likely to be a noticeable and important benefit in the real world. This is clearly sufficient and, frankly, great news for filing for our approval, he said. Pfizer also recently announced the positive result in an ongoing trial of the same vaccine in order adult long-term research. The drug makers FDA filing would make it the first in the crowded field of companies developing vaccines against RSV. GSK had been testing a maternal vaccine but paused its study after learning of the safety problems. GSK said Monday that the trial remained stopped, though it did not share any details on the safety issue. Further analysis to better understand the safety data from these trials is ongoing. Spokesperson Alison Hunt said in a statement to CNN, the relevant regulatory authorities and the trial investigators have been informed. We are committed to transparently sharing more data as we have it. So no safety issues have been identified with the Pfizer's vaccine, Gruber said, and the panel of independent reviewers that looks over the study findings while the trial is progressing found no problems. The vaccine is very tolerable and no safety signals were identified, he said, though the full result of the trial have not been published. Although Pfizer will suspend the enrollment in the maternal vaccination trial, Gruber says it will continue to follow the infant who were enrolled. We know that children that have RSV end up having compromised the lung status and they become more susceptible in many instances to other respiratory infections that put them back in the hospital. So we are very interested in determining does this not only have a specific effect as the vaccine was intended to have against the protection against RSV, but it may have a side benefit of allowing these children to fare better over the longer term, he said.